Order number 14, motion, consideration of the Public Finance Management National Peace Support Operations Fund Regulations 2023.
Chairperson, Committee on Delegated Legislation. Is that Chepkonga? Are you ready?
No, I'm ready, Chair. I'm ready, Speaker.
Yes.
You know, the only thing, Speaker, is that we should be given notice when there's intention to step down certain motions in the standing order, so that I can prepare. But you know, as you know, lawyers are always ready.
You must be like the 5 clever girls in the Bible.
Except that
there were 10. 5 were foolish, 5 were clever.
Yes, it is.
So you
true.
must always choose which one you want to be.
No, Mr. Speaker, I carried 3/4 of the oil.
So you're half clever.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to move the following motion: that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee of Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Public Finance Management National Peace Support Operations Fund Regulations 2023, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 21st June 2023, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 24, subsection 4 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, approves the Public Finance Management National Peace Support Operations Fund Regulations published as legal notice number 58 of to salaries pursuant to the participation of our troops in various missions has always been paid to the consolidated fund. And it has been very difficult for the Ministry of Defense to support the operations of our troops in those countries, because we have to appropriate that money that has been paid to the consolidated fund to the peace missions that we are participating in. So as to streamline this process, Madam Speaker, it was agreed that a fund be created specifically to deal with this operation that our troops will be participating in. And so, in the regulations, the National Peace Support Operations Fund has been put in place so that government contributes or allocates 1 billion shillings to the fund. And there is also an amount of 6 billion shillings that will be received from the participation or salaries that are paid to our troops that are participating by the United Nations. The second thing that this fund intends to achieve, Madam Speaker, is to ensure that the equipment that we supply to our troops are in working conditions. Members may not be aware that most of the countries that have contributed troops to peace missions send brand new equipments together with their troops. And you know, one of the things that United Nations pays for, it pays for the equipment that are contributed to the peace missions, Madam Speaker. And if the equipment remains unserviceable, that equipment will not be paid for the period in which it remains idle. And so what that means, Madam Speaker, is that the country will be losing revenue that it would have received if we had good working equipment that our troops would be available to our troops. And so one of the things that this fund intends to do is to provide or to kit our troops with modern equipment, working equipment, so that they are paid for the period in which the troops are deployed in the countries in which our country participates in. And so that is the main import. The rest of the regulations, Madam Speaker, is to ensure that the fund is operated, it deals with the governance issues of the fund. And so that the fund is operated in such a way that it can be audited by the Auditor General, and it follows all the procedures that deal with Public Finance Management Act. And so that it is a very short regulation that ensures that our troops are well kitted, they are well provided for, that we do not suffer the consequences of not being paid monies, yet we have deployed the troops, Madam Speaker. With those remarks, Madam Speaker, I move, and I would like to request the Honorable Bashir, who was formerly a major in the army, and he participated in a number of peacekeeping operations, to second this motion. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I stand here to second the motion. As has been said by the chair, this is a special kitty that has never existed before in our country, and I think